This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and it's time to get back to some good old-fashioned, slow, grindy torture with some of your favorites. You know what I'm talking about. Jeskai Control. Jeskai Control. Heck yes. Red cards to kill their cheap creatures. White cards to exile their more expensive threats. Narset of the Ancient Way to high Kung Fu Sweet Chin music kick anything that gets in our path. And of course, to go all the way over the top Solar Flare style, Ugin the Spirit Dragon, which we can get back with Elspeth Conquers Death. The deck also wins with some very expensive, very powerful effects like Emiria's Call and Shark Typhoon, and we have Ox of Aganis. Ox has two roles in the deck. Role number 1, Rogues. Must beat Rogues. We must defeat Rogues. The card just slaps them and smashes them. But it also puts cards in the graveyard for the Elspeth Conquers Death. So if we don't draw a Narset, but we play an Ox right before ECD goes off and discard an Ugin, we're doing it. We're doing it. The good old, a deck called Solar Flare strategy of reanimate something very awesome for free. No counter spells. This is a tap out, play to the board deck. The blue is a splash, the only blue cards. Narset of the Ancient Way and Shark Typhoon. You best of 3 gamers. If you want to go out there with a sideboard, this sideboard has Mystical Dispute and Negate for the matchups where those are good cards, and you can play more like a control deck. It actually goes up to 4. Ox of Aganis. If you don't want to craft the Mythic, I understand. You can use Glimpse of Freedom, I think it's called, which is another card with Escape to battle the Rogues. So, run Glimpse of Freedom if you don't like the Ox. Legion Angel, because I love this as a backup win con and value engine in control decks. 3 in the sideboard, 1 in the main. I don't want to draw it too often. It's only good in some matchups. The Hollow Blade in the sideboard is actually good against decks that don't have a way to kill an indestructible creature. It's not that bad against us, except we have Skyclave Apparition, but that's the only good answer. I love this card. I love this card with Elspeth Conquers Death. I love this card, Narset, and Elspeth Conquers Death together. Like, if you see the curves this deck can do, it can be absolutely brutal. Remove your thing or Bone Crush. Skyclave Apparition, remove a thing. Narset, kick a thing. Elspeth Conquers Death, exile a thing. Shark Typhoon, start making things. Ugin. It's a lot of power. So this build is the one I've been liking the most. I did change a few things. You might see a Birth of Meletis in the very first game, but I've been trimming those back little by little the more I play, and by the end of the video, I'm down to 0. Absolute 0. I'd rather have Tome. Tome helps us hit lands, and then just have regular lands, because too many basic planes led to too much color screw. Too often I would have a million white sources, but no red sources, no blue source. So this is the version I like better. I'm also not running too many flip lands, but I do believe Emiria's Call is the right one for this deck. It has come up again and again. 1, it is a 7, so Narset wants to kick it. 2, our hand isn't full that often. It's like in the 3 to 4 range, not the 6 to 7 range, and we don't have many full refills. So Seagate Restoration isn't really it, plus the blue is a splash. So I think it's Emiria's Call, because Shatterskull Smashing you can't discard to Narset to deal 7, which sometimes you just gotta do. You gotta kick at somebody's Ugin. I don't know. Anyway, that's the deck and the sideboard. Kill their stuff, draw your cards, make sick plays, beat the meta. I really like it. Let's dive in. The announcements, what am I reminding people of? For the next month or so, it's the home stretch. Guys, you brought me over 90,000 YouTube subscribers. We are Legion! 10,000-ish to go. For the YouTube play button, the goal, the prophecy, as foretold, that we would get there before Christmas looks like it's within range. Take nothing for granted. It took me 3 years, I think, to get to 10,000 subscribers. So, finding 10,000 more, don't take that for granted. It should be hard. But I'm going to drop the reminders. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. You might hate my deck, you might hate my face, you might hate some of the things I say, but I'm there every day with new Magic content. I'm sure I've entertained you a little here or there. What does it cost you? Just hit the sub button. Every day you'll have a new video with a new deck in your feed. If you like it, you can watch it. If you don't, you can skip it. I don't ask much. I'm asking for this. Hit that subscribe button. Second thing I'm going to ask you for. Extra Life. I'm going to put the Extra Life campaign fundraiser on the bottom in my gameplay. Like, I've got it right now on my intro screen. If I switch it to my gameplay screen, you know what I mean. Just going to hang out. It's just going to hang out here to keep raising awareness. Thank you to everybody who's donated. If you would like to support the kids, then please check it out. A lot of my streams are going to be focused on raising money, but I would love support from the YouTube family as well. We already went over our goal in 4 days, and it's a 3-week campaign. So I had to triple the goal, and that's because you guys are amazing. So to the folks, and there are many of you already, both anonymous and named, who have dropped a donation. Thank you so much. And if anybody is considering supporting the channel, whether it is leaving a tip or joining Patreon or anything like that, there's 3 weeks here. I encourage you can support the channel by donating to the Extra Life campaign, raising money for children's hospitals. I would much prefer that this month. Thank you very much. And now, with that said, let's dive in. Let the Jeskai nonsense begin. Yeah, white, blue, or red and white. So we don't have any blue cards. We're probably going to name red on the pathway and get to cast all these cheap removal spells that hopefully kill everything the opponent wants to do. That's the plan. That's the plan. All of your things will be dead. Going to try leaving the Extra Life charity banner in the corner. I don't think it's taking away from anyone's experience too badly. And it helps let people know that the campaign is going. I also have to mute this dog. It's an annoying pupper. The list of annoying pets. This one's at, like, right at the top. This guy. Or gal. I'm sure he's a good doggo. Everybody's doggo is a good doggo. Until it annoys me. A not good doggo. Let's do this. What do you got? Can I kill it? Can I stomp it? It wants to stomp it. Oof. Okay, if they don't play another creature, that is stompable. If they have another creature, they can sacrifice it. But without another target creature that they control, we can get the stomp on the Savior and keep our giant. They can't sacrifice it in response without a creature. So right away, Dog Tribal, Winota, those are the things I'm thinking about. We're going to have to kill all the creatures because none of our cards here kill Winota unless we have the right mana. And if they have a Seasoned Hollowblade, that's gonna be rough. But at least it doesn't trigger Winota. Why did I do the Bone Crusher when I did the Bone Crusher? I'm just nervous. Decks sometimes play pump spells and various annoying cards. Shout out the goals from okay. Do it again. Do it again. Stomp. Like, so I played a version of this deck. It had 2 copies of Fight as 1 in the deck, which I think is pretty good in the deck. That is a reason to Bone Crush when they are tapped out. Although now I don't think they actually have it because they would have held up mana. Woof. The pupper. Do I kick it? Narset might get Bone Crushed if I do that. I think it's better not to. Hold on, we might want another red to hit like double. So hit like Dragonfire Prophecy on a Winota, for example. And this can be my blue, so I'm gonna put off that decision. There is Winota. So we can try to kill the Winota with 2 removal spells, or we can stay focused on the dogs. I actually think it makes a lot of sense to go after the pack leader instead. So I'm going to do this, and we're going to put away the Tome. It's a good value card, but right now I want to draw something that Narset can use to kick the Winota. We didn't draw it. So we're going to play a Bonecrusher Giant. Hope they don't have Embercleave. I'm gonna give all these decisions on these pathways, man. Alright, that pumps warriors. Oh no. Oh, are they going to attack here? Oh my gosh, they are. Okay, so pass, block. To do the damage, and then kill the war leader on end step. Try to make them feel comfy. Okay. If they have the fight as one, this is a bit of a blowout. Hold on to your butts. Come on, resolve. It's sticking. No! They do play fight as one, and they got me. Oh no. At least they're all humans. Well, we can play the Narset, but we can't kick anything for sure. I think we're better off playing Giant and cycling and trying to make sure that the Narset does kick something. Plus, the opponent might be afraid to repeat this because the fight as one didn't work out for them. Or it did work out for them, but they might be afraid to attack because I might be able to do this again. No fear. Okay. That's frustrating. Trades. Still trying to find a way to kick the Winota. Hollow Blade gains indestructible. That's bad. It means we probably won't keep the Narset. We have Skyclave Apparition. Elspeth Conquers Death. These would be good cards to draw, but all we draw are lacked. Okay. ECD. ECD's good. Do we have anything? Yeah, we have Bone Crushers. The opponent might have another Winota based on how this game has gone so far. I want them to believe I still have a removal spell or something. I want them to be a little cautious about how they play. Alright, Indestructible City over here. No! Alright. So we have to kick the Savior. We can kick the Winota if we have enough mana. Oh, that's a big draw. That's a big draw. Double ECD. Now we have to not die to the nerds. I think I'll hold the last land. If we draw an Ugin, we just play this and play Ugin. If we draw a Fire Prophecy, we can put this on the bottom and get a fresh draw. Are you... No! Stop! That's cheating! What the hell? No! Okay, yes! Oh, we got a game, baby. We've got a game right here. Do you think that Narset is going to draw a spell, or is Narset going to draw a land? That's the question. Because, let's see, I can block here, take 4. I have to also block with the Skyclave after exiling the Winota. They have no cards in hand. They would have to sack something to save this. Alright. What do you got, Narset? I could also gain life with her, but I'm going to put it on not drawing a land. I will not draw a land. I will not draw a land. I've drawn enough. I will not draw a land.
Humble your mind. There is always more to learn.
Boom.
Consider the future, then strike.
All right. We want to target something that the opponent will let die, because we still want them to have the Savior. So if I target the War Leader, they might sack the Savior. If I target the Hollow Blade, they might sack the Savior, but they definitely want to protect Winota. I'm going to target the Hollow Blade. They might let it die. We want them to think they need their Savior to protect Winota. Got him. All right. Hit that. Exile. Hold on to your butts. It could draw an Embercleave. That is not a card that is out of the range, you know? Okay. That's all right. That's all right. Bone Crusher's ready for this. Bone Crusher can do this. Opponent attacking Narset instead of offering lethal. We could let it go and just get a Narset back next turn, or we could trade the Bone Crusher for it, and the opponent might use their Savior. It's tough. Both are good. I think we want a new Narset, rather than trade with their Savior. Come on, RNGesus. The new Narset comes out, and we can plus it and threaten lethal right away. Oh, that's a big draw. So, loyalty.
Whether friend or foe,
Life.
state your intent. Many paths
Call.
lie before me.
And the opponent will have to get through these indestructible creatures and these 4/4s. And if they don't, Narset ultimates, and we get to start dealing 2 damage to everything for every spell we cast. The tide has turned. Pack leader. They need an alpha. We've already been through 3 Winotas, and alright, Toto will see no more. I just noticed the flavor of somebody with the screen name of Toto from Wizard of Oz playing a dog deck. That's kind of hype. That game was good. The game, it was tilting to see the 3rd Winota, but then we got pretty lucky to come back and draw out of our flood. It's an interesting hand. It's got all of our colors. It's got a tome and a dragonfire. The Ox we don't really like. Maybe we'll find a chance to discard it or bottom it with the Fire Prophecy. Opponent opens on the Temple. Do we get the Rogue matchup? Looks like it. This is probably another white. This is probably a red. The blue is very splashy, so we don't need nearly as much blue as is showing at the moment. Tome, 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 tome. Opponent has Thieves Guild Enforcer. Don't know why they're waiting this so long. Oh, they don't. What do they have? What would that mean? What held priority right there? There's no cards in the graveyard for Cling to Dust. I'm really not sure. Alright. We're going to play Control. Then we're going to try to drag this into the late game and draw as many cards as possible with our tome instead of scrying. Slitherwisp. Okay, so they're holding things to play with the Slitherwisp. Get out of here. No. No cards for you. Might need the upkeep to scry with this tome. If they play a threat, we're going to need to draw an answer. We've got to be able to answer Slitherwisp on time. You want to do that after I scry, big brain. Yeah? I already have one. And I wanted it in the graveyard. What's funny is I would have topped this, then they would have milled it. So my comment to them about the big brain thing is not appropriate anymore. It's kind of funny. Okay, keep a Narset. Draw. 3 cards in graveyard, drowning the lock won't counter this. So this is probably a white, which is why we can slow roll it. And I'm trying to get the Ox into the graveyard. Okay.
Compassion and understanding. Strike with the cunning mind of the dragon.
1 Enforcer down.
Alas, I return to my
Alright,
training.
we want to play out our hand aggressively. And then we want to get back the Ox. So, we could do it this turn, but then we just end up refilling our graveyard, so we've got to play out some stuff. My deck is almost too good at making cards happen. Okay, drowned. Actually, that's great. Pretty happy with that. Next turn, depending on what we draw, we can play out stuff and bring back Ox. $16. 30-some graveyard. Skyclave. That's pretty good. They'll probably counter it, but we can try it. See if they mill it in response or anything. No? Alright, main. Alright, take you out. Creates this repeatable mill without having to cast more threats. Now we can bring this back, or we can keep trying to deploy our stuff. I think I'll just deploy another tome. Uh-huh. I'm gonna need the life from these tomes pretty bad. Are we Xerath? Wow. Okay. What do you take? I mean, if you take the Ox, you have to lose your hand and get some random cards. But maybe that's the play? If we find a way to kill the Ox, then we can get it back. We could take Narset. I don't know if you want the Ox, though. Ox is not optional. They could just take it to get it away from me, but maybe we can draw an answer. Yeah, they gave up 3 spells for that, and it looks like they drew 3 more. Okay, let's scry. We need an answer to the Ox. We have a lot of ways to kill it. That's not one of them. How about you? No, that's not one of them. And how about now? Answer is the Ox, but not the way I want to. I don't want it exiled. We'll keep this. We'll answer the Xerath instead. One, 2, 8. Do you have a follow-up? No. Do I scry? Yeah, we'll take a free shot at the removal spell for the Ox. No. Draw. Okay. Your spells cost more. Brazen Borrower, perhaps? Something we have to keep in mind here. Also, we can't rely on the Shark Typhoon to stop the Ox. because of Heartless Act. So I think I have to try to make a shark and draw into another removal spell, but we don't have to do it now. We can time it differently, see what the opponent does. Okay, they don't play a Borrower. It costs them 4 mana to Heartless Act, so it does take their whole turn at least. Alright, this does not leave up red. We need to leave up red. Thank you, Auto Tapper. I don't have any white thing to do for that mana, so we can at least bluff that we still have Negate in our deck. Alright, come on now. There it is. Full price Brazen Borrower. They decide to hold it. We'll see if that punishes them. That's their whole turn. And now we will get the Ox back. But we're only at 2, but the tome is good for the life.
Meditate with me.
Man, I can't play the Narset and get back the Ox. Alright, they have Zareth, so we want to exile things that Zareth would enjoy. We don't know that they have it in hand. And we're discarding 2 permanents that Zareth would definitely enjoy. Wow. Guys? This is not great. Let's gain the life now, so that they can't Brazen Borrow in response to the trigger. Okay. Well, it'll have to do. There's nothing like Ox into 3 land. I feel like I've done this play a million times. $27 cards. Opponent takes 3 for the land. They've definitely seen at least 6 spells in a row. Because we saw them discard 3 non-spells, draw 3 non-spells. They didn't play a land last turn, so 7 spells in a row. So they just top decked that, I believe. Which means all spells in hand. And they go for Drown in the Lock. Okay. The Ox is coming back again. They're going face. All right. Have it your way. Wow. Come on. This is insane. All right. 11 cards. We can kick this or we can gain life. This attacks for 3. I think what we want to do is bring Ox back first. See if we can solve the problem. Let the Skyclave go. Permanence because they run Zareth. Permanence because they run Zareth.
This was not my plan.
Drown won't get it. We're down to 2 cards. But we're going back up to 6 because these cards suck. So, Brazen Borrows, obviously a big part of this. Shark Typhoon and Bone Crusher Giant, pretty good. If I plus here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, but I can't play the land, I already played one.
To open the mind, you must first open the heart.
Just gain the life, pass, say go. Tough game. 23 cards in our deck for those of you scared. Thieves Guild Enforcer, yeah. Mill plan. There goes Hugin. Okay. Well, I can in theory kick this, or try to block it with a shark. Alright. Okay. It is a tough game. Pass. Who wants to rumble? Both of you. Okay. May I have shark? Daddy. Have you heard of Ghostfire? It's his greatest creation. So this attack shows me that they really do want to win with damage. Maybe they're not confident in the mill plan. There's still 20-some cards to go, of course. Duelist. Okay. Target. Yep. Lots of mill there. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Plus Narset. Casts Ugin. Okay. I think we hold this for the borrower. Oh, they're going for the thirst. Okay. So now we're going to untap. We're going to play Ugin. We're going to wipe out their 1/1s.
I will
Nice.
miss you, friend.
Nice play. Now, is their last card also a thirst, you might ask?
Power without wisdom is the path of the fool. Reality.
They're giving it the hearts. Let's see if they've got. Let's see what they've got for it. What do you got? You have another Blood Chief's Thirst to take out the Ugin. Even if you do, you take 10 from the Ox. Alright, now we're having a dialogue. Two warriors engage in epic combat. When it all comes down to the end, we know each other because we battled each other. And then there can be respect.
I will destroy if I must.
To know my enemy is to love them. Ender's Game. Go to 4. Go to 4. Cards in graveyard. Cards in deck. 14. Let's pass turn. Slither Wisp. Bone Crusher Giant. Drown in the Lock. They didn't find it, and they kill me. Can you do it? Should have played out the apparition, just to be sure. Draw a card. They need 2 1-drops, or a 2-drop, a 1-drop, and a land. There's a land. Two. Is it a trap? It could be a trap. If we play the Skyclave on the Slitherwisp first, then the opponent has to play their blocker, and then we can bolt it and attack with the Ox. Okay, no play. Let's go with the Ox. Respect. Sir Brian. Respect. No blue, but covert no blue. That's sad. Scorching Dragonfire Tome means that we have a good split, and as long as we draw blue somewhere, we have Narset. I think this is worth a keep. Is it mono red? Could it be mono red? They played mono red, and they're on the play, and we draw a blue card. All right, it's all falling apart. No sweepers either. Yeah, we just lose. Unless they stop drawing land. If their Hellhounds aren't big, then we have a chance. If their Hellhounds are big, no chance. That's what. Let's see if they try to go for Embercleave. Robber. Crying out loud. Alright, Fire Prophecy. Get rid of this. Put the Ugin away, or put the Shark Typhoon away. The Ugin can eventually be brought back if we find an ECD. I think it's the Typhoon. Legion Angel. Still no blue. Covert no blue. What is this? This is not acceptable, man. Right? Another white. Pass. No land. Come on. Come on, game. Come on, game. You're trolling me. Can't stop the Embercleave, so let this hit go. They go for Castle. We will go for Dragonfire. Wow. And I got mana screwed. Okay. Well. Bone Crusher Giant on the Fervent Champion. Hope they miss land. They don't. Ever. They run like 20-some land. 200 land, maybe. Down to 4. Still mana screwed. They hit 5 land, we can't hit 4? This is messed up. This is messed up. Strictly messed up. They hit my Dragonfire. They took my land. That, my friends, is Magic the Gathering. On the play. We'll see if we can ever draw land this game after what was easily one of the worst games of my life. Temple of Deceit. Here we go, into the abyss. Daze Mine Tome, I need your help. I'm worried that I'm going to put a land on top and they're going to mill me. No mill. Okay. And we will wait to see which Soaring Thought Thief the opponent wants to play. Cling to Dust. That works. Unfortunate that I had to use a passage and give them the card, but Magic works out that way. Alright, this could be blue-black control. In which case we're going to need to lean on Tome a lot. Okay, found a land. And they played Jwari Disruption, so we could play around it by casting a Bone Crusher Giant. Or we could just say go, hit their face, draw more cards, pace ourselves. You know me. I'm down for the long game. It's going to be frustrating that our opponent has counters and we don't. We're going to have to lean on things like Shark Typhoon, and eventually they have to run out of counters. Okay, that's something we can try to Skyclave. I want them to Jwari Disruption this. I want them to tap out. I'm going to draw with the Tome first intentionally. If I didn't want them to counter this, I would do it the other way. But I want them to. Nope. Alright. Apparition for the tome. They have Essence Scatter. How fortunate. Oh, but they're using it to scry. That's good. That is good. Cards are better than scries. Although sometimes it can be the same thing, like a removal spell you never wanted. No way to reset the tome. May as well draw. And now the goal is actually to keep their mana busy so they keep scrying instead of drawing. And then maybe someday we can outcard them. And we want to play around Jwari Disruption when it's convenient. These decks sometimes run a lot of the card. Typhoon. Alright, so this is a Narset, which is likely to get countered. All part of the plan. Didn't keep them busy enough. They still get to use their tome. Crawling Barrens, that's a fun one. Not an easy one for me to deal with. Alright, what would we like to see get countered next? We can try for the other Narset. For the most part, just keeping the opponent busy is their job.
Honor the past by bringing its traditions.
I'm just going to draw.
Strike with a cunning mind.
The opponent can power up Barrens and go after it if that's what they want to do. But I have a feeling they have removal for it, or a Shark, or something. Lockmir's good. Lockmir is strong. If they have a counter to protect that from the ECD, we're probably just done.
I need some time alone.
Magic's easy, guys. Just play you that flash game. Tome? Well, we can try to draw a counter, but if they have another Jwari Disruption, we walk into that. I think we just hope. Who believes? Anybody? Draw. Resolves. There is hope. Opponent might be drawing a card here, sacrificing a swamp. Might have wanted to do that. Since they have negate in their deck, they definitely should have done that before it resolved. Heartless act your own serpent so it goes to the graveyard. Okay. That works. We only have 3 cards in our graveyard. We're going to have to keep a close eye on that. Once there are 5 cards in the graveyard, Lockmir can exile them and come back. All these tomes, but it's not doing it. I'm saving my tome for cards. Should I try to cast a Shark Typhoon? If ECD resolved, and the opponent probably doesn't have a negate. If they counter it, they only need one more card in my graveyard. But I'm going for it. Because if it resolves, I don't think they have ways to remove it. Boom. Should we draw here? Tap out? We might hit land. Let's bluff instead. Crawling Barrens at some point probably needs to come into play, and they might be afraid to use it into the open mana. What's coming back, Narset? The opponent will have a way to kill the Narset, so it's just basically -2 draw a card. It's not great. It's definitely not great. Another tome draw. Their tomes are on the edge. Doesn't make a lot of sense to apparition them right now. Fire Prophecy. Emiria's Call. That does work. So we know that they're going to have like a Blood Chief's Thirst or something to kill the Narset. So I think we should just minus to draw. Decline on the discard. Shall we try again? Have you found a negate yet? Or was burning that one early really all you had? All these cards, and they haven't found more hard counters. They're just finding removal, I think. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. Yep, still only 3 cards. Charge the Barrens. Yep. They didn't activate the tome because they've overdrawn their hand, but they don't have the right cards. They don't have negates and neutralizes, so in my opinion, they should probably keep drawing. But maybe their plan is to actually fire off removal spells on all these sharks I'm going to bring them. I don't know. I don't know if that's winning Magic, you know? Okay, Blood Chief's Thirst on this shark. We can target it with Prophecy, make a pair of 3/3 sharks, or we can just draw with Tome. We can also Scorching Dragonfire our Narset to exile it. And I don't have something I for sure want to discard now, so yeah, I think if the opponent targets my Narset, I'm going to Scorching Dragonfire it. They might send the Barrens after it. Ooh. That would go well for me. Oh my gosh, they are. Oh my goodness, they're doing it! They're doing it! Alright, the opponent probably has a removal spell, so I need to block with both, or they'll just snap a removal spell, and I won't kill their Baron. And I do want to kill their Baron. Every mana can matter, especially when it comes to Lochmere Serpent. Alright, we're on the edge of 5 cards in the graveyard. The Lochmere Serpent is about to come back. Am I prepared?
Consider the future.
I am prepared.
Then strike.
It does have flash though. And it can only be done during their turn. So why don't I just say go? Oh no, I can just cast this. That's even better. They do have mana up for a negate. If they found it. Do you think they found it? Way to find out. baby. Oh my goodness. The typhoon is real. It's so real. Baby, baby, baby. We've never seen a storm like this before. A sky full of sharks. In a sky full of sharks. First one was Les Mis. Second one was Coldplay. I know you didn't need me to tell you. I know it was a perfect rendition in perfect pitch. I know. You don't have to tell me. Ashiok, huh?
Listen to my whisper.
2/3 created. You can go. And the 2/2s attack down the Ashiok. Shark attack, baby! And we are back for the post-game wrap, and I've tried a lot of different builds of Jeskai Control. This one can be very awkward. There are definitely times where you're looking at a hand and you want to empty it so you can use your Ox, but you're looking at Maze Mind Tome and Shark Typhoon and all this card draw, Legion Angel. We saw a little bit of that. We definitely saw it draw the wrong side of the deck at the wrong time. I think that is a very unfortunate thing that can happen, but the deck's power is there, and I've had good winning streaks on Twitch with the deck, so I think you should try it. If this is your style, try out this build, see if you like it. It's been carrying me for a bit, and I worked on it a lot, ended up cutting a lot of cards that are probably going to be suggested below because I was trying to find the right build for the meta, and I think that this is it. This baby goes up against rogues and mono red really well, against mid-range strategies. Yes, you have to draw the right cards. You need Tome, you need Narset, you need Apparition, you need Elspeth Conquers Death, and you need Ugin at about the right time. Against Control, you need Shark Typhoon, and you need Maze Mind Tome. Can you draw the wrong things? Yep. Is it worth it? In my opinion, absolutely. So, thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. Please remember to hit the subscribe button. It means a lot to me. Streak number 627 is in the books. And if you're considering supporting the channel financially this month, please consider instead donating to the Extra Life campaign to support children's hospitals. Link in the description. And I talk about it a lot more, including I have clips of why this campaign and everything about it, if you want more information, on my Twitch. So come join me on Twitch, schedule in description if you want to see more about the charity fundraiser stuff. And thank you. See you in the next video. Goodbye.